Man, suffering. Trying to find your next meal. Try to find a place where to rest your head at.
I don't know what we'd do. It would have been horrible.
The fact that people are living on the streets and sleeping on the sidewalk is just unforgivable.
I'm homeless and I need some place where I can have my pet with me.
The people Inter-Faith Ministries serves are as varied as the Kansas weather. The one constant is the need. Our goal is to get people housed, get them back on their feet after they weather a storm, and to equip them with better tools to face the next one. On average, 91 beds each night are filled in IFM's homeless shelters. That means IFM provided a total of 33,365 beds last year. And that doesn't include the people who reside in one of IFM's low-income apartments or the 14,000 people, half of them children, who apply for assistance in IFM's annual Operation Holiday. It's a journey for every client, and each one takes a different route. This van is a familiar sight in places most of us avoid. IFM's Outreach Case Manager connects with those living on the streets in an effort to link Wichita's homeless to services and housing. By giving out bottled water, food, hygiene items, referrals, and even pet food, it builds trust with the homeless and shows them someone cares. Every person has difficulties. It's part of life. 65% of people don't have enough money in savings to handle even a small emergency. A staggering 69% of Americans born in poverty remain in poverty as adults. IFM provides opportunities for the people who come through our doors with intensive case management, referrals, and partnerships to offer better education and employment. Connie Price and her 86-year-old mother Betty discovered their dollars didn't stretch far enough when they lived in California, so they loaded up their Jeep to return to Betty's hometown, Wichita.
We drove and drove and drove.
The cross-country trip depleted both their energy and their savings. When they arrived in Wichita, they were left with questions on what to do next and where to stay, so they came to Inter-Faith Inn.
We didn't know what to do.
We'd have probably been on the street.
When they first came to our facility, I had met them just shortly after they arrived. And after visiting with both of them and hearing about their journey from California back to Kansas, I came back to the office and I just cried.
Kristen Sampamuthi is IFM's program director. When she heard Connie and Betty's stories, she knew Inter-Faith Ministries could help.
We decided that the plan for them was to just immediately move them right into housing.
It was amazing. I was so grateful. They opened the door and said, yeah, come on in.
Oh, honey, they gave us a place to stay. They fed us. They just did everything that you needed.
An average of 20 people each month transition from an IFM shelter to permanent housing. Often, like Betty and Connie, they choose one of IFM's apartments. But even if they move elsewhere, clients are encouraged to stay in touch with case managers so they have a support system if life begins to overwhelm them again. Life on the streets takes a toll. It's the loss of possessions, loss of routine and normality. This is something Christopher White knows all too well.
Been shot, I've been stabbed. Ended up using meth on the streets. And that's what got me into my homelessness.
Chris is far from alone with his problem of addiction. 30% of Americans have an alcohol use problem, and 46% of us know someone addicted to opioids. On the streets for nearly 3 years, Chris was living a life that was sure to end in disaster. But the day he came to Inter-Faith for help, it began to turn around.
He opened up and began sharing his story with us.
I'm working for Inter-Faith now. Came a long way, working in the maintenance department for them. We're going to keep it pushing.
This job can be very difficult, and we do have some challenges. But when we do have those successes, it is that aha, this is why we do the work that we do.
When your life is turned upside down, the one thing people just can't give up is their pet. They'll refuse shelter, medical and mental health services, and even meals because they don't want to leave their pet behind. Veterinarian Kristen Scare sees firsthand the impact a pet can have on someone who is homeless.
The fact that these animals are sometimes the only companionship that these people have. It is the only thing that's keeping their mental health somewhat stable.
My pet is my life. She's my comfort. She's my strength. She's everything.
Bill Ilds holds tight to his little dog Bitsy with a makeshift leash.
Little girl's everything.
When his wife died of cancer, he lost his house, his money. The last link he has to the life he once had is Bitsy.
Before my wife died, I told her, this dog, if push comes to shove, this dog will eat before I do. Plain and simple.
For too long, homeless pet owners have had to choose between shelter and recovery or their pets. So this is why Inter-Faith Inn is becoming the first pet-friendly shelter in South Central Kansas. Every person who recovers from homelessness has an inner strength they call on every day. Sumi Leonard was abused by her mother and sexually assaulted by her stepfather from the time she was only 5 years old. In her journey, she's found that inner strength and developed a strong faith. She has also discovered IFM shelters where she and her 11-year-old daughter have been living since June.
They've been so immensely supportive, and they always tell me, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job, and I've never heard it in my life.
Sumi has a long way to go on her journey, which now includes therapy several times a week. She's looking ahead to dreams of a better life for her daughter and herself. She's working on a college degree so she can teach middle school science. Given the situation Sumi is in, the cost is overwhelming, but she is determined to graduate.
I have to do anything and everything I can to pursue my dreams, because I have a beautiful, soon-to-be 12-year-old daughter, and if I give up, what kind of message am I sending to her? I want her to continue to fight for what she believes in, to fight for her dreams, to finish my degree. Yes, I'm struggling, but I know that with my perseverance that it's going to pay off.
1,427 different individuals stayed in an IFM shelter last year. Every person has a story. Every person received case management, a bed, food, and other necessities, all for just $20 per person per night. Help change their stories. Help them achieve, overcome obstacles, bring new direction, a better direction, to their journeys.
I don't have to be ashamed of being homeless. It's just the valley that I'm in that I'm going to overcome.
In the time of need, they brought me in, they took me in. They always had my back. Never turned their back on me. In this day and time, that's what you need. You need people like that in your corner.
They saved my life. They saved my life, and I sure thank them for that.
Man, I love y'all. I salute y'all. Thank you.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart.